was British Grand Prix. Just about remember that. That was when I got my fight. I've actually got two experts. We got Todd, aka Killer, who's also aka Broke Gorilla, of course, a former world champion as well on Formula One 2018. So we'll get to Todd in a minute. And also we got Nosy, also aka Prize Kumquat, who is also from Peru, but he's joined us in the commentary box tonight. How are you boys doing? You looking forward to it? Nice one. And how about you?
Right.
Yeah, if I call Prize Nosy, that used to be his call Gorilla Killer. So apologies about that. We'll get that right
you can
back.
Call me what you want.
So yeah, we're here at Silverstone. We're just waiting for the drivers to get ready. We got 16 drivers then in the lobby, and we're just waiting to get going. We're starting a bit earlier tonight because we're actually a bit more organised. And Nosy and yeah, I know, it's unreal. We're professionals now, you see. We're Nosy and Killer will be providing the expert analysis, whilst I'll just be rambling on about what's going on. So I hope you guys enjoy, and we'll go from there. But yeah, what do you boys reckon is going to happen in today's race? What do you expect?
Well, personally, for me, it all depends on the weather, and well, it's one of those tracks that's always going to, well, it's probably going to throw up some rain at some point, isn't it? Whether that's going to be in qualifying or in the race. So we'll see what happens. Well, in the first couple of sessions, and then if it rains in the race, though, it's going to completely destroy everybody's strategies, especially for Q2.
Yeah, good old British weather, isn't it? Todd, what do you expect from today? What about strategy and stuff?
Personally, I would try and go for a one-stop, but it's down to the drivers to choose which strategy they will feel will help them in the race.
Yeah, that's exactly right, because this pit lane is so long, isn't it? And it's a very slow pit lane as well.
It takes forever to get down the pit lane.
Let's just hope you don't get a driver penalty where someone's voice is not sharing. Have you guys got your sharing thing sorted? I don't know what it's called.
What was that, Sean saying?
We've got someone's voice is not sharing. Someone needs to enable his voice. I think it might be. Is it?
I've just checked on the stream, and mine says it's all, well, I can hear it on hear my voice on the stream.
It might be yours then, Todd. Yeah. Yeah, no problem. So whilst we get these technical difficulties sorted out, basically we're going to turn it off and turn it back on, and hopefully that works. We are 1 minute into the qualified session. Of course, we're doing full qualified session, so it's Q1, Q2 and Q3. We've got 16 drivers. So this first qualifying session we're going to be losing one driver. So the pressure's off in many respects, but you don't really want to be that driver that gets knocked out in Q1.
No, you don't want to be the slowest, do you?
No, definitely not. What makes worse is
McVicious so nasty coming out now.
Of course.
In the pits.
Of course, McVicious is one of our reserve drivers. If you watch the championship from the start, it's inception in when we was HR. McVicious was one of the full-time drivers back then. We started off with Mercedes. He's now returning to the series. This is his second week back. He's in the Ferrari this week. So hopefully he had a very strong race as well actually last week in Austria. So good stuff from McVicious. Also we have got, I think we've got another reserve driver in, have we? Yes, we've got Craig in the Force India, who's replacing Gator Nation. Gator Nation is not with us this week as he's celebrating, I think. So he's coming across.
Gator Nation.
Gator Nation.
Say an American accent.
I know. I hope you don't watch the streams, because I must admit I do destroy people's names as we're coming through cops now.
We don't want to offend any Americans, no.
No Americans, no guys from Peru, no one.
Oh, you can't offend me, mate.
I can hear you. Can the guys hear Todd on the stream? Let me see if I can get the stream up.
If someone checks the stream, see if we can hear. I think I could. Well, I thought I could hear you on the stream, Todd. So I don't know what the problem is with that. We've got McVicious just about to start his hot lap. Let's go. Riding on board with him.
All three speak. Hello, Storm. I think no, we can hear Nosy.
I'm still here. Don't worry about me.
Yeah, we're struggling to hear you at the moment, Todd, by the looks. Yeah.
I heard Todd right when I looked at when I listened to the stream. Maybe it fixed itself.
Yeah, but to be honest, I've got my phone quite low because I don't like listening to my own voice. So I decided to put that on the rest of you guys. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, we'll be out if I take it off mute, wouldn't it? Just having a quick look up and down the. We're on board then with McVicious, and he is the first one to complete a lap in a minute. You can see that we have got the free selection of tyres, as Todd pointed out in the very brief pre-show. We have the softs, the mediums, and the hards. The only other time we're going to use the hards is here in Silverstone, and even then, I doubt we're going to use the hards anyway, because they're just an awful tyre. McVicious comes across the line and he does a 1:29.2, so good starting point there from McVicious.
So a decent lap time on a banker lap, to put it that way, and it's he'll probably get through to definitely Q2 on that one.
Yes. And do you reckon that's just because they were confident of getting through on Q2, so they don't really need to worry about because they're going to use the hard tires again for the rest of the weekend, are they? So that's probably why they're just using the hard tires. Now, we're talking of hard tires, we're actually on board with Godzilla. You can see the blue striped tires. It looks like they're wet tires, really. Good job we don't.
Maybe they're planning on causing an incident in the first corner, and then want to do the practice on the hard tire for now. That's a very good lap time, that is. Car number 69, the Mercedes.
Anisha.
I think Dan Murphy might be on the lap. Dan Murphy 92.
Yeah, he's just coming down the back straight, isn't he? Coming into Stowe. I'll tell you the first memories.
What Dan likes to do, sorry to interrupt there. Well, I know he's just coming to pit. What he does like to do is he tries to do 2 warm-up laps on his qualifying, and then put in fastest lap. So maybe be wary of that, especially into Q2.
Why do you reckon he does that? Is that just to get a banker in, is it, or is it just to give him confidence?
I think it's just to heat up the tyres a bit more, really, and get the optimal performance out of them. Obviously, sometimes you can, especially on tracks such as Silverstone, where it takes a bit of time to warm up the tyres here and there, especially on the harder compounds. It makes sense, really, I suppose, to do 2 laps.
Yeah, I remember back in my racing days of all of 3 weeks ago that I used to have a couple of laps. Mainly wasn't the problem. My problem wasn't getting the tyres up to temperature. It was just confidence, really. I always used to take it slow on my first lap, then the second lap I used to blitz it. So, but I think that Murphy's a very experienced driver, and I don't think he'd be doing that. I think you're right there, Nosy, that he just get the tyres warm up and probably just seeing where the grip is out there.
I mean, it's always good to go for a bit of a warm-up run.
So we're on board Storm now. He's taken your seat, Andy Todd. He's now driving the. Yeah, unfortunately, Todd is actually the most experienced driver in this league. He's had 8 starts. But unfortunately, you've had a lot of bad luck this season, haven't you? Is it just been the wrong place at the wrong time? Yeah, that was unfortunate. That was because Storm goes fast as on 27.3. That's a very good lap, and that's, to be honest, that was unfortunate actually, because up to that point you were my driver of the day. As soon as I said that you were my driver of the day so far, you crashed into the wall. So obviously that was my fault. Yeah.
Definitely.
Oh, don't worry, if I can do it.
MWB's just done a 27.7 on medium tyres.
Yeah, that's a bit of an eye opener, isn't it? So that's already that's a gauntlet being thrown down there. Murphy's back out on his outlap out there. We've got Nigel just coming out of the pits. Killing for Cash is 6 seconds up on his previous time, but it looks like he's cruising at the moment, so he might even validate his lap there. We got Gooner out in the Renault, and he's just on an outlap as well. So far then we've got 12 drivers that have actually put a time in. Gooner, Killing for Cash, Nigel and Murphy all haven't set a time yet. Remember, we're only losing one driver in this first Q1 session. So to be honest, the pressure is on, because I would hate to be the only driver to be knocked out. But then again, but you know,
if it's Nigel.
Yeah, that would be, well, from Nigel's point of view that wouldn't be great, but from our point of view we'll definitely have some overtaking in the race.
That'd be an upset, wouldn't it?
That'd be a massive upset if Nigel didn't get out of Q1.
And Dan Murphy's just gone into sector 2 now. He's on his hot lap, so he looks like he's doing it. He's done one out lap, and he looks like he's going for it straight away this time.
Who do you guys reckon's on the bubble then to be knocked out of Q1 then? Who is your pick?
Well, I think Risto needs to improve his time, because the 33 is not going to cut it, I don't think. Probably, I think it'd be between Risto and Godzilla, actually.
Yeah, it's remember that yeah, it's so much. Silverstone is quite tough, and this is quite a tough league as well. I mean, we've got a couple of drivers there that are really like on it as well, and none of these drivers are bad drivers, not by a long shot. But yeah, there are some really tough drivers in this league, and I'm sat by two of them now. So of course Nosy was third in the championship moment. Todd is a little further down, but of course, as we said before, he is a former world champion in Formula 1 2018, so yeah, he's no slouch either. Just had a bit of bad luck. Murphy goes up to 5th now in the Haas. Good stuff from Murphy. We're going to just join one of the bottom 3. Nigel's just starting up, as is Gooner. Well, Gooner's in the beautiful Beckett's and Maggots section. I love this part of the track. What about you guys? Do you love it, like where you have to switch left, right, then coming into the back straight?
It's incredibly difficult. Put it that way. It's probably the hardest part of the track. It's a good, well, especially if you've got a close battle, it's a good opportunity for spectating, put it that way.
This is one of my favourite parts of the track, to be honest. I love watching the cars go through. It's amazing. So Gooner comes across the line, does a 1:29.1, and that moves him up to 9th. And look how close it is. Again, the two Renaults are cannot be separated. I think that they're definitely one of the most consistent teams on the grid. Definitely, and definitely that's not a bad thing, is it? Because when you have rivalries, then it just kind of pushes you along, doesn't it? It makes you go quicker. Unfortunately,
Sounds Nigel.
He's done it 26 there.
26s.
Nigel wasted no time there, getting right up there. So I don't think Nigel will be knocked out anytime soon. We got Killing for Cash coming out now. We got 5.5 minutes left in this session, so Killing for Cash is the only guy that hasn't set a time yet. We got Risto, who is on the bubble on a 1:33.4. Godzilla is on a 1:32.2, and then the rest of them are 29s and under so far. I think the Godzilla and Risco is going to have to come back out, and they have come back out. So
I think yes. If Kenny for Cash gets that, sorry, carry on.
Yeah, I think it's something to do with your. If you got your sharing settings working.
No, not that one. If you go to settings, and where is it? Sharing and broadcasting settings. It's not in the party in the PS4 menus. And go down to audio sharing settings, and then you need to tick all 3 of those boxes. You got it? And then the other one in the party, if you go to the party chat and then go party settings, and then you need to go to allow your voice to be shared in the party chat. Well, it should just audio sharing or something like that. I don't know.
Allow your voice to be shared.
That's the one.
It.
There we go. I should be clearer now.
So our viewers, you've got the power. Let us know if we can hear Todd now through the stream as we're watching now. Killing for Cash, who's the only one who hasn't set a time yet. And let's quickly go for the drivers in the constructors championship. Whilst Killing for Cash getting very leery out of cops there. Hunter is still leading the championship by 28 points at the moment. The lead wasn't really dented that much after we had an amazing race in Austria with a dry to wet track, and unfortunately. Whoa! Killing for Cash! Sorry, guys.
We've got a crash here.
Yeah, that's. He's in the barrier nose first. He's only got 2 minutes to go. He's Killing for Cash going to be the first one to be eliminated from this session. Oh, getting near first and onto the track there.
Teammate just goes by. So that will be as it stands. I think. I don't think any Cash can carry on.
No, he's got a damaged end play, hasn't he?
Well, we've got 2 drivers on an outlap at the moment, McVicious and Double Cream Cat.
So we've got both the Ferraris out there at the moment. Unfortunately, we've got another car who's way off the track. It's a Storm, just using his car as the most expensive lawnmower. We've got 2 minutes and 10 seconds to go, and I think you're right, guys.
Kenny for Cash is out. He's not going to be able to make it back and put a new set on and then get out of the pit lane in time.
That's a shame for Killing for Cash, as Storm's retired.
That's it for his session. I've just been informed that there is, well, first of all, that Dan Murphy, when I said he did 2 outlaps, he technically did 2 outlaps. And also there's no rain in any of the qualifying sessions or the race.
Oh, so that's good news for us. Well, it's good news for the drivers. Is it good news for us? I reckon it is. That's unusual.
There's spins in the wet.
I've just had some confirmation that I am now being heard in the stream.
Excellent.
Good.
So now Todd is sharing his opinion to the world, and yeah, we can now go on with this. Of course, Q1 is just kind of like unfortunately we've lost Killing for Cash, so this was more of a
10 seconds left of quali 1.
Yeah, so
we can retire now.
Yeah, that's unfortunate, really, but don't worry, the drama will start. Yeah, that's when the drama starts, guys. Is in Q2. So whilst we have got a minute left, let's continue going through the Drivers' Championship. I was a bit rudely interrupted by Killing for Cash going into the wall, so let's just quickly go through it. So yeah, Murphy is still 28 points behind Hunter at the moment in the championship because he had a very difficult race in Austria. We have Prize in 3rd position, but he's now sat up with me, so he wants to just put his feet up for a couple of races. 4th position we got Nigel, who's at 45 points behind, but is gaining rapidly on the on the top three. NWB, who we haven't spoken much about, to be honest. All we did was just mention about his time on the medium tyres. He is 5th in the championship at the moment. He's got 2 wins out of 3 races. That's mega stuff from NWB. Of course, Matt, who's not racing tonight, is 6th. Mr. Elite in 7th. Gunnar 8th. Asdog 9th. And Steve, who also ain't racing, in 10th. And in the constructors, Force India and Red Bull are tied at the top on 151 points. McLaren are slightly further back on 134, and Toro Rosso on 117 are in 4th at the moment. And the only other big moves is Renault, of course, the very consistent drivers.
Sorry to interrupt, but we have a fastest lap of a 1:26.7 from Farf.
Good spot there. Yeah, so Farr look firing on all cylinders here. Farr
is an incredible lap.
He's put all of his cars on the table now, hasn't he?
Yeah,
he's got to think that in Q3.
Farr really throwing the gauntlet down, isn't he, to Nige? So yeah, this is looking very good then. So when these guys,
that's gonna make Nige go a bit quicker in Q2, I do believe.
It's definitely a way
just going back to NWBB. With NWBB, I'm going to tip in for pole. I know it's probably commentated curved him already, but I think he'll pull something out the bag. I mean, 27.7 on mediums. I don't know. Will the top go second quicker than that? I'm not sure, but I think he'll pull something out the bag for the Q3 sessions.
He has been a formidable force since joining in Canada. Is David Race. Unfortunately, we ain't going to mention Canada in the events that went down there. Nope, we'll blame Canada. But since then he's just been. He has been on a form, hasn't he? As Farr just let him through. He's run out of fuel by the looks, or he's on low fuel mode, just coming back. As NWB saying, please don't. I presume that's a reference to don't mention Canada. So unfortunately we've lost the...
And he's come out on the softs, but he's not set a time obviously, so that's his medium compound tyre time, and he's decided to do an outlap on the soft. I mean,
just putting a heat cycle in, do you reckon?
Well, he's going to do another outlap, isn't he? He's got to do another outlap on the softs if he's going to... he's going to use the same set for the next one.
So NWB finishes this session in 6th position. We had one knockout, which is unfortunately killing for cash, but he made a mistake and damaged his front wing with only about 3 minutes to go, and this is such a long pit lane and track to get out. It was kind of over as soon as that happened. So unfortunate for killing for cash, but he is not out of the game yet, because remember, this is only qualifying. The race is where the points are awarded, and that's points means prizes. So Risto into Q2, as is Craig, as is McVicious, Gunnar and Godzilla, right up there in 11th place, right into Godzilla. Mr. Elite is in 10th, Double in 9th, Crazy Hitman 8th, Murphy 7th, NWB is in 6th position, but remember he's on the medium tyres. Then we've got Asdog 5th, Hunter 4th, Storm 3rd, 2nd Nige, and first was Farr. So this is where we're now. This is where sorry, I got distracted. This is where the action starts to really get up a bit. So guys, tyre strategy then. What would you go for? Because remember, whatever time you set on the tyres, you have to start the race on. If you're in the top 10, if you get in the top 10, what tyres would you like to start on?
By far the softs. There is no other option really. The problem you'll have in a race start compared if you got P1 on mediums and P2 on softs, there's no competition going into turn 1. If you both get the same start, the guy on the softs will overtake. So I would recommend, because the softs last about 12 to 14 laps. I'd start on the softs, get that stint over with, get some good lap times in.
Right, the first car out on track is Storm in the Williams.
And he's on mediums, which is completely against my strategy.
Damn you, Storm. But I think you're exactly right there, though, because medium tyres do not get off the line very well. In the soft tyres, you're going to be up to temperature quicker, and it's a very difficult turn one, isn't it? It's obviously it's flat out almost when you're on your own, but when you're all coming out at the same time, well, going out into it at the same time, you were expecting some hair and scare moments into turn one on the opening couple of laps.
Yeah, well, just to touch on the first point, I think the mediums take too long to heat up. So again, like you said, at the race start, if you've got somebody on the soft next to him, there's no competition because it's just the temperatures that are causing the problem. Obviously, when they do get up to speed, then you'll be all right, setting some decent times, especially in the first stint. And then you've got the fastest stint with the softs at the end, hopefully. I think, I think it's going to be a tight one, but I don't think. Hang on, 1 second. No, I don't think. What I'm thinking actually now is Storm has gone out on a medium set to maybe put in a banker lap, see what happens with the mediums if he's going to get through, and then if it does go badly or something goes wrong, you've got the softs to fall back on for another try.
Yeah, I think he's gone very wide into turn one there, and that might compromise his exit for turn two, but he's done alright so far, Storm, of course, in the Williams. This is his second race, I believe, in his ALR career. Number 13. That was Maldonado's old number. It was quite unlucky for him, or maybe he just wasn't a very good driver, I don't know, as he's coming down the Wellington straight. Well, he did win a race, didn't he? So he can't be that bad. And he was in the Williams as well. But Storm now coming down to complete the first sector. So we've got a yellow flag in sector 1 there. Hopefully no one's messed up their time already. Now coming on to the Ode start-finish straight.
I think it was a Haas going slowly. I think it was Dan just keeping at the tyres.
But yeah, that's what I do in race in quali. I usually do a banker lap, and then I'll fall back on the most preferred tyre, which would be the soft.
Ah, so doing what Storm's doing right now then, your former team in your former team.
Yeah, I'd set a
plenty of time to do that.
See what the other guys do, and then come out on the softs and try and set the fastest lap I can.
Apologies about the stream
safest way to do it.
Yeah, exactly.
128.
That works. 28.4 is not too bad on mediums. And we've got a 28.1 from Asdog on the same compound.
This is going to get tasty, I reckon.
Very tasty. I love a bit of tasty as well. Apologies about the stream, guys. I think we've just a cover report saying it's a bit pixelated and a bit stop-start. Yeah, I might have to just turn my router off and back on, but it's too late for that. So yeah, the usual IT trick. I might have to just go and get a cable, but yeah, that's for next week now. So yeah, if you could put up with it, then that's great. Maybe I'll just go and kick the BT company. As Godzilla goes up into third position on a 130.3 on the soft tyre.
He needs to improve on that time, I think.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to get him into Q3. We got Hunter out there
on top, just heading into Stowe.
And we got Hunter out there who's on the hard tyre, so yeah, I'll be amazed if he gets through.
He can't be qualifying on that. There's no way.
I'll tell you what, it'd be a miracle if he got through on those tyres.
That'd be a statement, a total statement. 127.9 there from Murphy in the Haas.
No, it's only a couple of tenths off of the fastest lap in Q1. So he might just be setting a good banker time there on the soft, so that he doesn't take too much wear out of the tyres.
Storm has just done a 127.5 on the mediums.
That's a very good time now for Storm. McVicious comes across the line and he is fourth at the moment. Oh, he's also on the medium tyres. So we've got a bit of mix of strategy out there at the moment, which is good to see. Hunter goes on a 129.1 on the hard tyres. We think he's on a banker lap unless he's going completely against the grain.
That's a really good time for the hard tyre.
I know.
That's pretty good. he might just stick with that. If we start on them, that'd be horrible.
Yeah, we were talking about how bad the medium tyres would be, but if he starts on the hard tyres, how bad would that be, guys? Would that be like driving on ice?
I don't think he'll make it past turn 1, to be fair. I think people will swamp him with the soft tyre and the medium tyre, and he might end up in a wall.
So the hard tyre is definitely not an option then here, is it? As we're watching the 66 Renault, Mr. Elite. Of course, he's very good in the wet, isn't he? He's like Jensen Button-esque. You call him Twinkle Toes. Well, I do anyway. Mr. Elite is up into 5th position at the moment on the medium tyres as well.
I'm just watching Nigel on his hot lap. He's on the mediums.
Got a bit of traffic around there, hasn't he? Is that McLaren parked in his way?
Yeah.
There's a McLaren and a Sauber overhead.
His teammate.
Oh, well, fair play to NWB. Yeah, I wouldn't have been so nice, to be honest. But well done to NWB in the McLaren. So we've got a yellow flag set free now. I presume that's just guys just slowing down. A lovely onboard shot here at the front wing. You see, look at the elements there. Next year you won't have that. The wings will be a lot more simpler, which is what I want, because I don't really like all these bits hanging off. And Nigel goes up in the second, a tenth slower than Storm.
I think the cut-off for mediums is probably going to be mid-ish 28.
Yellow flags in sector 1 and sector 2. Oh no. Yeah, flag in sector 2.
Yeah, I think it might just be someone getting out of the way, but yeah, the cut-off time. What was the cut-off time? What was the cut-off time? Do you guys think?
I think mid 29s for medium. So I mean, it depends on what you want to start with in the race, and it looks like probably about half the field are going for medium tyres for the race start. So they'll be slow at the beginning, but yeah, I think everybody down from Mr. Elite probably everybody up from Mr. Elite is probably safe on those at the moment, depending on what the other guys below them who haven't set time do on the other tyres.
And if you think that's the cut-off time as well, Hunter has done a 1:28.8 on the hard tyres, so we think he's going to be through then.
It is pretty good. We've got Dina out on softs, NWDB, Double Queen Cat and Listo on the soft, it looks like as well. So essentially the 7th down with
And we've got Adam Firetoe joining the party, and he's left, so obviously he's not a Formula 1 fan. Coming across the line is NWB on a 1:26.6.
Oh, and, brilliant lap time.
To be honest, that would have deflated me.
That's the fastest we've seen so far.
That is an incredible time. He's on the softs as well, isn't he? So yeah, that's incredible. That is. That would really deflate me. That would. How would you boys go about that if someone set a time like really that quick, a bigger margin to everyone else? How do you keep your cool? Do you think this is only qualifying? You might just be a one-lap specialist, or do you
no, what you do, Sean, is you put the hards on and you go out and do 25.
Yeah, exactly. Come on, Hunter. It's your turn then.
I think that's going to. Well, I don't think anyone can do that time in Q2 anyway. Maybe in Q3 when they start battling it out a bit more. Obviously, that time will come down a bit. But yeah, I think from Nigel's perspective, from Hunter's perspective, the guys who are going to be battling NWDB in the race. That's a pretty good time, that is. So they'll be having a quick look at the timing screen and thinking, all right, let's see what I can eke out of my car now.
And just as Nosy was explaining that, Farr goes up into third position on the medium tyre, so he's the highest medium qualifier. No, did Storm do his on the medium tyre?
He did, I think.
He did, yeah.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
And now he's switched to the soft.
That's what we need experts in the commentary box, you see. I don't know my, from my elbow, as the saying goes. As a crazy hitman is up into 7th.
Yeah.
as Crazy
He
goes.
didn't do it on the hard part.
As we've got Hunter now coming out with 4 minutes to go on the medium tires. So exactly right, guys. You basically called it then and there. That he was just seeing how the hard tires were, more of a banker lap. Now this is where we're expected to see Hunter's performance and try and get into Q2 on the medium tire, Q3 on the medium tire. Double comes across the line. He goes up to 7th. Good showing from Double here at the moment. And
that's good time from Double. He's getting to grip with the wheel now, so I think he's starting to get into the into the Q3s rather, not just the Q2s, and he's doing a good job. And I think obviously with the soft strategy starting on them softs in the race, he might pick up a few points here.
Yeah, definitely. A Double is quite as new to the wheel as you can see, and oh dear, I've got the internet connection quality is bad. Ouch. Ignore that side over the top, guys. I better stop me streaming, you know, better stop downloading all the stuff on YouTube. As we're watching Risto now coming through the first couple of corners. As
he's on a flying lap, I think, in P14 at the moment.
NWBB's retired. He seems happy with his lap.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's going to beat it at the moment.
No, that's a mega time, isn't it?
You'll be surprised what can happen.
And we're watching Godzilla now, who's in the 30s at the moment. He would like to probably get into the 29s, really. Fighting that Haas car as it comes round the final corner, goes very wide. I think that might be an invalid lap time. Well, 7/10 off anyway.
Unfortunately, that final corner, if you've got too much speed, you're going to go out wide and on the pit straight. So it's a difficult one to take and to manage it. To try and, because you obviously come around three really slow corners prior to it. So you want to go on the power as soon as you can to improve your time. But if you try and do it too quickly,
right, the yellow flag. Sorry to interrupt, Nosey.
Right.
Is Crazy. He's run out of fuel.
Oops.
Directly missed the call.
It's very dangerous when somebody comes up behind you and says.
It's what it is, isn't it?
Risco does set a time. He's on 32.7.
Yeah, Risco set. Yeah, so I think it looks like the Renault guy was a bit of a bad spot at the moment. Neither of them have come out either, so that's not going to be. They're not going to set any more lap times. Like Vicious is on an out lap at the moment, so he'll be able to put another time. Hopefully improve. That's
a very good spot, Nosey. I didn't realise we only had 1 minute to go. Blimey, this qualifying session's flown by. I know. As Risco is now, this is now or never now for Risto in the Salver. We might have Salvers on the back row of the grid at the moment. Godzilla's also out there as well, but he's on 2 lap old tyres. Then also McVicious is out there as well. Also just getting an out lap in. So both Renaults is out of qualifying. That's disappointing.
Godzilla's improved to 29.6, but it's not good enough. It's still P12.
It's still not.
Hunter's improved to a 27.6 on his medium tyre, and he's now gone up to 5th, which is good.
So at the moment, who's on the bubble then? Craig's on the bubble on a 29.2, and I think the rest of them.
Craig.
Yeah, the rest of them probably out of reach, I reckon. So what can we're staying on board?
Well, McVicious is going for his hot lap.
So now, I think.
So when Vicious is starting his lap, Godzilla has done his lap. He can go for one more time. I think Risco could go for one more time as well. Again, a lovely shot of the as Cash has joined. A lovely shot for Risco. But what's he going to do? He's improved by a second, but unfortunately he's only 15 still. He has time for one more, but I don't think he's going to go for one more because he's gone very Larry into turn 1. We're going to stick with McVicious now in the Ferrari. The number. Oh my gosh, I was going to say, what number is he?
66.
Thank you, 66 in the Ferrari. And he's coming around left field and now accelerating away, going on to the old pit straight, even though it was anything but a straight. And as he's now coming up to Cop's Corner, turn 9, as the engineers like to call it. But we're
just coming into Club. It's going to the pits. Never mind, he's not going to put a lap time in. So that's Godzilla out.
That's a very good time from Godzilla, though, isn't it? Because he's split the 2 Renaults, and that's no easy feat to do, is it? Godzilla's definitely improving week on week.
Well, I would have thought the Renaults. Yeah, I would have thought the Renaults would be trying pushing a bit hard on that and getting into Q3 possibly, but unfortunately, it didn't have the case on this occasion, as you see. But let's see if McVicious can knock Craig out.
and to be honest, that's right in the danger area, isn't it? Because as you guys know, if you start in the midfield, that's where all the action that takes place, and you don't want to be in that part.
Oh, and he improved, but he couldn't knock the time on. And Risto looks like he's run out of fuel on coming up to Stowe.
So that's it then for the end of Q2. Yeah, so that is it then. So we have Gunnar in 11th position. We got Godzilla in 12th. A fine drive from Godzilla. Killing for Cash has left the session. Hoping he hasn't got too many internet problems. 13th is Mr. Elite. We got McVicious in the Ferrari in 14th. And Riscios are just on board with him now in 15th position. So both Sauers are on the back row of the grid at the moment.
Can I just correct you there, Sean? It's a Ferrari and a Sauber.
No, Killing for Cash was on the Sauber. He's out in Q1.
Oh, I was almost there. Well, there's definitely.
We'll let you off that one, Sean.
Good, yeah. It's Sunday, isn't it?
I'm just trying to be realistic.
Giving the others a chance. So as we're just watching the time tick down now, then. So whilst this is a good opportunity to decide who do you reckon is going to go for pole, we'll start with you first, Nolsey. Who do you reckon?
I'm going to have to give it to NWBB, judging by that lap time. Yeah, I think he'll probably he might pull a tenth or two out of that, and I think he'll get pole.
And what about you, Todd? Who do you reckon's going to get pole?
I'm gonna go for Storm because he's shown quite good pace.
Excellent. To be honest, I would predict, but every time I predict, they usually crash. So I better not do that to these guys. So, which is so we got NWB on pole position as it stands at the moment, who's on soft tires. Also on soft tires is Storm. We got Farr, who's on the medium tires, as is Nigel and Hunter. Murphy is on the soft tires. Hard tires for Asdog. Soft tires for Double. And then Hitman and Craig also on the medium tires. Out of that session then, but these guys are free to choose whatever tires they want, so they can have fresh softs or fresh mediums. Or if they really want to go hard, then they can, but I'd be surprised if they do. So that was that was good.
Wets, then.
Yeah, just throw on a couple of wets. So it was Gunnar out, Godzilla out, Elite out, McVicious out, and Risco out as well. So this is the part.
Comes out first.
This is the part where we're going to see the quickest these guys are going to go tonight, because there'll be no fuel in the car, and they'll be on fresh tires, and they'll max it out.
Hopefully there'll be some fuel in the car.
Oh yeah. Otherwise you'll be cruising around like Risco was late on in that session. Storm is just replying to your prediction there, Todd. He said no chance. Oh well, I think Todd reckons.
I think he actually did the final lap times.
There's no need to put yourself down like that, mate.
The final lap times, I think Storm did go onto the softs, and he was about 5 tenths down on NWPD at the end of that session. So maybe he's just waiting to pull something out of the bag, something magic, and then we'll see what happens. Dan Murphy's out. I believe he's the first one on track.
Yeah, I'm watching him now in car number 26.
Yeah, so out there straight away. Of course, they've got 12 minutes in this session. Remember, it used to be 10 minutes back in the day before, but then they realised for tracks like Spa, which is a very long lap, you wouldn't really get much time to do 2 runs. So that's why they extended it to 12 minutes. 2 minutes does make all the difference, as we've got everyone out on the track apart from Double. So remember that these guys have got a free set of fresh tyres, so to participate in the qualifying. But I wonder if anyone has got the second set of tyres which they saved in Q1 and Q2. I'm not very good at keeping information in my head. Did you guys? Do you reckon any of these guys got a second set of soft tyres?
Well, they should do. Yes, I think what I would do, especially on, well, maybe not on this track because it's quite a long lap time, but on the shorter tracks, is go out on some used sets of the faster compound and just get your eye in, and then come back in, and you've got 2 sets of new tyres. In this case, it'll be the softs, just to go for it really. Dan Murphy just started his hot lap now. coming into the hairpin.
Just coming into turn 4 now, I believe, or turn 3 on the loop.
Yeah, just about to hit the DRS.
I must say, actually, this is a good opportunity to discuss both tactics, because we noticed with you, Nosey, that when you go out for a qualified lap, you attack it and then you slow right down on the final sector, not to give your pace away. And Todd, when we watch you attack the track, you're out there straight away. You're out there straight away and blitz the time as much as you can, and then you just get faster and faster, similar to Juan Pablo Montoya. So, what are the pros and cons for doing that kind of strategy, guys?
Is this Q3 or is this every session?
Well, to us, I'm just speaking gibberish. No, but I'm thinking, especially in the in qualifying before,
well,
especially
my Q3, I'll go out on the softest compound, but the used set from Q1. As I said, I'll put it in lean. I'll put it in no ERS just to set get my eye in, still set a time. But and obviously when you come back out on a new set and put the ERS and the fuel up, then you're improving that time. But yeah, it's just to get your eye on. I believe Darren's actually done 2 out laps on this occasion. It's just set a 29.8, which definitely isn't his fastest time.
no, then he wasn't really hitting the well, he was hitting the apexes, but he wasn't exactly going flying. Not like Hunter.
He's just gone and done a 127.8.
Very good time there for Hunter, but Nigel goes fast on a 127.1 there, so Nigel right up there as well. But he's 7/10 quicker than Hunter. But NWB just comes across the line and does a 127.007, James Bond like there. So well done to NWB up into first at the moment. And yeah, going back to the qualifying strategy. So we was talking about how Knowlesy just kind of like, you know, gets his just kind of gets his eye in. But with you, Todd, I was saying you were very similar to a Juan Pablo Montoya kind of thing, where you just go faster and faster, where you just get one good lap in, then you keep going, keep carrying on the momentum. Do you find do you just find that just helps you with the confidence and knowing where the car is going to go?
Yeah, basically it helps me learn what the car can do and what I can do, but also I like to try and poke my nose in if I can. But you know, I'd normally go out on for instance, I'd go out on a set of super softs, set a marker lap, but I can normally get a 139 on the super softs round at Baku.
Yeah, you're the Baku king, aren't you? You love Baku. To be honest, as we was talking about before, it's a shame that yeah, that Red Bull getting well out of the way there. I thought he was going to spin into it then. That's crazy. That is. He's just come out of the garage and he is on the soft tire. Everyone would expect to be on the soft tire at this point because this is about all-out raw pace. There's no strategy here. It's who can be the fastest. Down the Wellington Straight now is the Toro Rosso get out of the way.
I was quite disappointed in crashing out in the first lap.
Oh, in Baku?
Yeah, that was. It's because I was like right behind. I don't know who was in front of me at that point, but I was trying to overtake him, and I just lost it in his slipstream.
Yeah, that's a very good point, that is, isn't it? Because dirty air, it's quite a big problem on this game, isn't it? Because that's probably why you understeered and went into the barrier, wasn't it? Because you was behind someone, you lost the downforce on the front wing, and then whoa, and crazy Hitman lost the downforce there all on his own, and he was going on the grass there. But yeah, you just lost a bit of downforce, and then that understeered you into the barrier. And around Baku, if you have understeer on that fast final sector, you've had it. Well, I have, and I usually do anyway. I'm scared to go around that final.
Yeah, basically, you're basically a passenger. There's nothing you can do.
Right, now we're riding on board with Crazy Hitman in the Red Bull. His teammate is second at the moment. Crazy hasn't set a time yet, but he's about to now. He comes through turn 1, turn 2.
He invalidated his time on that one.
Oh, did he?
So
oh, my apologies.
Again.
I was even looking at him and I still missed it. Crazy now coming through, coming into DRS zone now, and he's coming down the Wellington Straight. course, this track was modified back in 2011, not too long ago. I still like the old version myself, but you know, that's because I'm old, grey, wrinkly. But no, I do prefer the old. I do prefer the old layout. Don't get me wrong, Silverstone is still a monster of a track. It's still a real beast of a track. But yeah, I think I do prefer the old layout. And to be honest, that's just me being a traditionalist, really. I just love old school tracks like Hockenheim. Don't really like the new one. Love the old one.
Well, the new one's terrible.
It is fake. Yeah.
I'm not a fan of Silverstone, to be fair.
No, I think it's because I feel that the new track is with the old track, I felt a bit more of a rhythm to it, a bit more momentum. With this one, I feel like the new section, farm, the loop, and things like that, it just kills my momentum. And to us, I'm really awful about that sector anyway. So we're watching Crazy now.
NWB's come out, and he's just done an outlap on new softs, and he's gone back in.
Who was that?
NWBB. Was he happy with that time?
I'm not sure if I'll be up for that time. It's only a 10th off. It was a mega time. So, I mean, I'd love if I had a time like that, but I feel that
26.6 in Q2. So
yeah,
he's got more speed.
And it's all about the track. Of course, the track increasing in performance as well. How is that a myth on this game, or does that actually happen? Does the track improve as qualifying goes on?
I think it does. I think, well, obviously most people go out and put a banker lap in on a new set, and then obviously you've got another set to fall back on. So they'll, I guess people would try. Well, they'll push more on the final try, wouldn't they? And that's where you squeeze a bit more time out of your lap time. But yeah, I think like the track does get a bit, especially at the really beginning in qualifying Q1 rather. By the end of Q3, it is a lot faster, just because of natural sort of rubbering in and that sort of thing.
I'm just watching Crazy now, who was improving his time, but I think he must have made a mistake in the because I think we just joined him just after Cops, so I think he might have made a mistake there, gone a bit wide and invalidated his time, which is unfortunate. As we're on board with
Nigel just starting a lap.
So Nigel just starting a lap. We're just staying on board with Storm at the moment at car number 13, coming down the back straight. So he's third at the moment. Storm right up there. There'll be no more puns as we go Storms, I swear. Well, there probably will be, but you know, it's not done on purpose. And you can see running very wide out of Stoke, but that's enough. That's fine. Coming into the final couple of corners now, as it used to be a lovely corner, this club quarter.
That's good. It's going to
great.
improve.
Oh, it's nice.
Oh, 26.3.
That's a great time.
Incredible that was.
Oh, I can't get pole, he says. But there we go. Let's see what happens now with the other guys.
I know that he said there's no chance of him getting pole. Well, look, he's potentially got provisional pole.
Potentially, it looks like that's a very good time. I mean, that's three tenths faster than NWBB on the same tyre in the last session. So.
But I'm going to stick by my prediction. I'm going to stick with Storm.
Definitely, yeah, I would now. There's a NWB, it's on an outlap. He's got 1 minute and 13 seconds to go to get around. He should be alright. We're just staying with Nigel now in the Red Bull. Car 26, of course, the same number that Danny Fiat has. So you unfortunately going to have that number next season as Danny Fiat has returned. What? Oh, Nigel took the 26 as well, but he only goes second. Wow.
So NWB's got some catching up to do, hasn't he? He's got to gain at least 7 tenths to get pole.
Ooh, pressure on NWB then, as we're on board with Asdog getting the Mercedes, because Mercedes have had the most drivers this year. When we last counted, as far goes
up to 26s.
So Williams behind him of Storm. I think he's just returned to the pit, because I don't think Storm was on a quick lap there, unless he's going around for another go. To be honest, if I did the 26, I'd just sit back and relax. I'll be happy with that. As going very leggy there into the final couple of corners. Asdog goes at 5th fastest. Storm's in the pit, and NWB has crossed the line, and he is now starting his lap. So can NWB, as far as 200 of a second off the pace in the first sector. On board, Nigel goes a bit wide there. He's 3 seconds down, so Nigel will not be on pole.
Don't think he's not. Yeah, he's backed off on this one. I think so. Or has he? Maybe he's not. No, he's coming in.
Yeah, I think he must have made a mistake earlier on the lap. Murphy now in the Haas. He is coming through the beautiful baguettes. Yeah, I've just combined baguettes. Yep, I've just combined the words together. Come down the back straight now, and then coming into Stowe. Asdog is retired from the session. Yeah, I think Hunter must have made a mistake somewhere because he's down in 7th position. I'm not sure if he'd be too pro.
He won't be happy with that time. I think he's capable of getting into the top 5 at least, and I think he'll be a bit annoyed with that. But again, he'll try and improve in the race.
So Murphy comes across the line. He's going to do 26.
And down goes 4.
Yeah, that's a great time there.
26.9. And here comes NWBB coming into the club.
This is all on NWB now. Is he going to, of course, to win the last 2 races? He comes across the line now. Is he going to do 26? No, he isn't. No, he's only 5th on the grid.
It's invalidated. He doesn't get an improvement of his time. That's crazy. And that's the session.
Todd, Mystic Meg, incredible stuff. he predicted Storm on pole.
I just got lucky with that prediction, to be fair.
No, that was expert analysis there.
That was an incredible time from Storm.
That was a brilliant time. So storms his way up to pole position. There's my one for the day. And we're now just waiting for the guys then to get into the lobby, getting their tires ready, getting their strategy ready. Whilst that's going on, we're going to go through the top 10 of how they line up. So on pole position is Storm, then that is his first pole position of his career. Well done to Storm. Alongside him is Nigel. 3rd is Far. 4th is Murphy. 5th is NWB. Only 5th. He's going to have to fight his way up through the order slightly. Asdog in 6th position. We've got Hunter down in 7th. Disappointed that. Craig in 8th. Crazy Hitman 9th and Double 10th. Good time from both those guys there, and a good time from Craig as well. We're about to get ready for the race then. This is where it gets really heated up. So guys, prediction for the race then. I'll go you first, Todd, because you got qualified right.
I'm going to go for Storm again, mate. Because he's had a brilliant Q3.
And Storm says not too bad for an old man. that was an incredible time for Storm. And Nosey, who do you reckon is going to be?
I think we'll have some surprises actually on this start, because if I believe the top, well, not the Storm. So I think Storm's starting on the soft, isn't he? And I think the other 2 are starting on the mediums in 2nd and 3rd, and then it's Murphy on softs and NWBB on softs as well. So I think Nigel's probably in a bit of a spot there, because he might be overtaken in the first stint quite quickly on this opening lap. But we'll have to wait and see. I think I'm going to go for NWBB to win it. It's a good start, and he gets past some people quickly. I reckon he'll take the lead back. We've got the formation lap now.
So we're just
as I say, I'm going to go for Storm to win the race.
So we've got so Storm on the softs, and then Nigel Far on the mediums, followed by Murphy and NWBB on the softs. I think it's going to be between those top 5 at the moment. I think the guys on the start, then the guys on the mediums are. So that's why I think NWBB might have a bit of a charge on him to turn 1 and maybe 2 as well.
So let's go through the order then from back to front. So we got Killing for Cash. Unfortunately, damaged his front wing on Q1. Didn't get a decent time, so he's on the back row of the grid. As his teammate Resto, making his second start in ALR. In 14th position, also on the soft tires, is McVicious. Then we got Elite on soft tires, Godzilla on soft tires, and Gooner on soft tires as well. They're all going to be on fresh soft tires. Then we got Double, who's on the soft tires, but remember he qualified on the soft tires. Crazy on the mediums there. Good job from Crazy. Craig also on the mediums as well, as is his teammate Hunter. So both 4 seniors lining on the 4th row of the grid. Asdog on the medium tires as well. He is in 6th position. NWB is in 5th position at the moment. So we're going to see what his racecraft is like this afternoon. In 4th position we got Murphy, who's also on the soft tire. Then we got the 2 medium runners, as the Nosey said, of Far on the medium tires. Then we got Nigel also on the medium tires, and Storm is on the soft tires. So Storm is Todd's prediction for the win. NWB is Todd's prediction, Nose's prediction for the win. I'm not going to predict because that's unfair on the guys, because I usually curse them. So here we go, 26 laps then around Silverstone.
Interestingly enough, though, everyone down from 10th is starting on new softs, so I think they'll be challenging quite quickly with probably from 5th place downwards on the mediums and on the used softs. So I think we might have a bit of a interesting overtaking battle here and there, especially into the first corner and first lap.
Yeah, because you gain quite a lot of meters off the line with going on the soft tyres, especially when they're new as well. As the guys now lining up, then you can see that on the clean side is Storm, so he's on the racing line, as is Far, as is NWB. On the dirty side we have Nigel, we have Murphy. Hopefully I have a better camera angle soon, because we're just watching the middle. There we go. So 3 sets of lights, 4 sets of lights, 5 sets of lights. We have a pause, and then we'll be go. And it's a good start, I think it is anyway, from this long distance camera, but Storm gets away well, but Nigel also gets away well, and they're coming into turn 1. Remember, this is where it gets a bit hairy, and we've got NWB off already. I think he's alright though. We got some debris in the back. It's Risco's in the gravel. Godzilla's off, and we've also got,
off as well.
And it's Killing for Cash. No, Killing for Cash is alright. We rejoin the battle for them as wow. There's always problems at the start here, and but good start there from Storm. So Storm leads at the moment. We've got Nigel in second. Murphy is up into 3rd position at the moment. Big loser so far is Godzilla. He's dropped from 12th to 16th on the grid. Big winner so far is actually Mr. Elite. He's gone up from 13th to 9th. Great start from Mr. Elite. You could say that's an elite start. Coming through then into the from the Oda grid hatchings end. So yeah, we've got Storm, but all over the back of him is Nigel. Of course, Nigel won his debut race back in Canada in fine style, so he's aiming for his second win of his career, but at the moment Storm's all over the back of him as they come into Mags and Beckett's. Now
Godzilla, who went off into turn 1 right at the back and ended up in the gravel, so they'll have a bit of a recovery drive now. I don't know if they got damage, but it's really tight in the middle at the moment. I think well, Nigel's gaining on Storm quite quickly actually, and that's strength. He's on the harder tyre. He will be he's definitely within range of DRS, so they'll catch him quite quickly when that is activated on lap 3. Dan's done a great job in getting that start. Obviously overtook Farth on the mediums, so he's going to have to get some good lap times in and get going on that to build a gap. I don't know what happened to NWB, but he was pushed off the gap. I think they were into turn 1 by maybe it was Farth going a bit slowly on warming up his mediums.
There was some debris out of turn moments there. I'm not sure if you boys seen it, but
one of the Ferraris lost it, but recovered quite nicely.
I think that was McVicious, wasn't it?
No, Double, I think it was that lost it, because he's lost the place.
And Guna going up in the 13th, getting by Killing for Cash. He's dropped down to 14th at the moment, and Risto is in 15th at the moment, and Gunnar, and they still haven't finished, have they? Killing for Cash and Gunnar, as they're fighting for 13th position. As Killing for Cash goes a bit deeper, but it's not too bad. Gunnar is he's going more around, because you got a couple of lines. As Gunnar's lost a bit of his end plate though on the that might be the debris we saw coming flying off out of turn 1. If that's a shame, if that is the case, yeah, he's lost a lot of end plate there. We've all got a 3-second penalty ready for Crazy.
Also for McVicious as well.
Has he got a 3-second penalty as well, has he?
He has, yeah. It just come up on my screen.
Oh dear, so we've got two 3-second penalties already, and we're keeping an eye on penalties, because remember, penalties is usually what and yeah, we've also got Risco as well.
Just got a...
Oh blimey.
I think we're going to see a lot of time penalties today.
Hunter is all over the back of NWBB. I don't know what's happened to him. NWBB might have some damage. I'm not sure from that first turn, but on the medium tyre, on the harder tyre.
1:31.
That's a good time. Good time. Nice time on the mediums as well. We've got back away here comes because we've got NWBB being chased by Hunter and Astok, who are very close to each other now, all 3 of them, and we've got Mr. Elite in the background waiting to pounce on any mishap.
Yeah, I think that NWB is going. Hunter is slowing down. No! Oh, not sure if we had lag or not there. But I think that might have been a lag bubble there or something like that, because Asdog went into the side of Hunter there, but then he just pulled away. So
yeah, I think it was it's all. I think NWB was lagging as well a bit there, but no, it's still as you were on that one. Just about it's about 3 tenths between both all cars really on that front. Oh, and NWB goes wide on that turn.
Do you reckon he will get a corner?
He should do. I think they it was a bit strict around there, isn't it? I think, it's a bit odd actually as well, because sometimes if you go far wide, you don't get a penalty. But if you go just wide, you do get a penalty. And Hunter's going to the overtake here.
Yeah, Hunter up into 5th position now. We were
moved from crazy to move up into 9th.
Yeah, and Craig trying to come back out as to go into Stowe, but it's good driving there from Crazy as well. Good stuff from all these guys at the moment. I reckon you guys are right. I think that NWB is damaged his car in some way or another, but then again, Hunter is not getting away from him just yet. I'll come into the first.
Really back in obviously with the DRS, and especially with the tyre differences, it's going to be. Oh, we've got more time penalties there for Craig.
3-second time penalty each.
Yeah, so you can see penalties. We're only on lap 4. We've already got a lot of penalties. As those said, we've got DRS is now enabled, but you can see the Hunter is already 6/10 in front of NWB. So at the moment, NWB is not looking a formidable force like it was, but we think he might. And look, as excuse me, sorry, that's all that coke. Is Asdog in Mr. Elite. Mr. Elite's going to go on the outside of Luffield. That's going to be incredible. Remember that Mr. Elite has got soft tyres compared to the medium tyres of Asdog. Asdog has just picked up a penalty as well. He's going to have a go into Cops. I think he's too far back here to have a move, and to be honest, you have to be brave.
Dangerous, can't do that. that can be a nightmare overtake if that goes wrong.
Yeah, I think
I'm going to keep an eye on the battle between. Oh no, Frank spun out. He's lost a few places.
Oh dear.
Yeah, Craig's dropped down to 12th. He's having a bit of a miserable first stint here. On lap 4, he started 8th on the grid. He's now down to 12th position at the moment, unfortunately. And that's not what he wanted, but hopefully this is a long race. We're on lap 5 out of 26. Storm makes the fastest lap of the race so far. And yeah, so anything can happen.
Storm's still under pressure a bit here from Nigel. He's in the DRS detection zone in the 1 second window, and he's on the harder tyre as well. So those mediums are warmed up quite quickly for Nigel, I think, off the start, and he's putting some pressure back on Storm now.
Exactly
Dan
right.
Murphy's backed off a bit. He's about 3 seconds down from Nigel now from the battling 2 at the front. We've got Fart all over him in DRS as well, so that's, again, with those mediums switched on now, you might be coming under a little pressure.
I think you're exactly right with the mediums, because those mediums are now starting to come into their own, aren't they? As you said, Far and Nigel both attacking the guys on the soft tyres. Hunter is now starting slowly to reel in Far as well, but also NWB is struggling at this stage of the race. Mr. Elite is only 8th, right? And Asdog is 8th for the moment.
He's got back quite away from Hunter, and he's going wide into Cops as well. Another go this time. So he's going to be getting some warnings. If he's not getting any penalties, he's definitely getting some warnings, and obviously that will add up if he keeps doing the same thing. But yeah, obviously we've got Mr. Elite, Asdog, both in DRS protection behind him, and they'll be looking for an overtake soon.
Nigel takes the lead of the British Grand Prix. Brilliant move into Stowe there, and just as we've seen that, also Far gets through well and is up into 3rd on the final podium position. So is it already, the soft tyres already screaming, do you think? Mr. Elite is also by NWB. NWB is in the pits. Is that
the hard tyres?
Yeah, it's too early, isn't it, to go on the medium tyres, isn't it?
He'll have to give it a shot, because there's no point in going on the hard tyres. I think the mediums will probably be maybe he might get 20 laps out of them if he's 21 laps, isn't it? He might get 21 laps out of them if he can serve the tyres well, and obviously not go for it too aggressively, especially at the start of the stint. But yeah, down to 14th for him. He's had to have a new win.
Killing for Cash has got a 3-second time penalty.
So yeah, you confirmed it then. Both good eagle eyes there from both you guys, as NWB did have some damage on there, and unfortunately he's dropped down to 15th. So he's got to just nurse those tyres now for another 20 odd laps. It can be done, but he's got to be very, very cautious, hasn't he? As
I think you're right there, Sean, as well. I think the softs had started to go off for some people, because all the mediums have literally just switched it back around, and they've turned on now, so that the medium's now the best tyre on track, I think.
and on track at the moment. We're having a great battle between both Ferraris. I've been keeping an eye. Whoa!
Misto's got another 3-second penalty.
Unfortunately, it's going to be like a rugby score with some of these penalties before the end of the race. It's McVicious and Double. They're been very interested in each other so far in this race. Unfortunately, McVicious kind of got a bit too trigger happy on the front.
Got a 3-second time penalty.
Oh, that could be
and
very.
And he's out of DRS of Nigel now.
Nigel's starting to look comfy in this race. There's Gunnar and Killer for Cash are on a great scrap here for 12th and 13th as well. As battles up and down. NWB is now right on the back of Godzilla. Godzilla's damaged his front wing as well, so he's lost a bit of his, and that's another penalty there from McVicious. And I think Godzilla's damaged his front wing. Now Godzilla going for the inside, but NWB is going to go on the outside. I remember here where Gutierrez and Gutierrez and Maldonado come together around there. Believe it or not, that was not Maldonado's fault that time. He has got DRS. Is he going to go for it into turn 1? He is going to go for it. No, he can't. Yes, he is. That great move there.
Yes, he's got it. He's got it.
Whoa! Wow, incredible stuff there from NWB there. That's very brave as well. Of course, he's in the fight for the championship. At the moment, he's not leading. That is Hunter at the moment. Hunter, the championship leader, is up into 5th. And he is gaining on Murphy now. We're going to resume the battle with the Ferraris because McVicious looks quicker, but he looks a bit out of control. Now we're on board then with McVicious. Of course, if you've been fans of the league since day one, McVicious, of course, did start off as a full-time driver of Mercedes. Unfortunately, he had to step down from full-time drive, but he is back in. He's back in as a reserve at the moment, and hopefully we'll see him in more races. And he is looking very strong for the Ferrari at the moment. He is looking quicker than his teammate. His teammate is a regular Ferrari driver. Unfortunately, Steve has not joined us this week, and Double goes in the pits. So, how powerful is the undercut around here, guys? Do you think the undercut's powerful around here, or would you rather go for the overcut?
I would, I'd be wary about the undercut because obviously, well, in Double's position, he's going on from the softs to the mediums, well, potentially the mediums. So I think heating those tyres up, he's gone to medium. So heating those tyres up on your out lap, it's if you get a braking zone wrong here or there, it can cost you more than the undercut's worth. So I think it's it can work if you switch them on quite quickly.
Sorry guys, we got Killing for Cash who's parked in the gravel, and we've got Gunnar who's recovering. I think that them two have come together somewhere. As that's unfortunate. Gunnar is going to rejoin the track.
I'm killing the pit lane.
Gunnar's out.
Oh, that is a shit. And Callum for Cash has been disqualified and is out of this race, and he's left the session. That's unfortunate. We didn't see what happened there, so I have a feeling that we might be having a stewards inquiry there between Gunnar and Killing for Cash. Is Risco's just getting out of the way now. That is what the yellow flag is. As a Storm is in the pits then, so he's on lap 8 and he's in the pits. He's going to swap to the medium tyres, we believe. He's down to 60 kilometers an hour. Barr now goes up into second. Is Murphy coming in the pits as well?
I think Storm's in the pits. Is Murphy coming into the pits?
No, he's carried on.
He has carried on.
He's still out.
So I believe the crash was on turn 1.
It was in turn 1 too.
It looks like turn 1, turn 2, because Risto's just about to overtake Gunnar, I think it was, and there you go. So it was actually around turn 3. It looks like the crash was.
Unfortunately, Gunnar has just said on the chat that it was something to do with a connection issue, which is a big shame if that is the case. So we'll have to investigate that after the race. The Storm comes out in 9th position. Mr. Elite is coming out in 10th, I believe. He should be out in front of NWB. NWB is now in 11th position, so he's quite a way down, isn't he, NWB? Because that's how much time he's lost because of changing his front wing. So he's got a lot of time to make up here.
Yeah, I think what he was doing, he had too much damage on his front wing when he was on the softs, and what's happened is he was trying to eke out time to get to pit window to put mediums on rather than hards, and obviously that's lost him a lot of time as well on the broken wing.
Yeah, that's lost him a huge amount of time, hasn't it? How much is it to change a front wing? It's about 5-6 seconds, isn't it? It's that is an eternity.
The whole stop will be 9.5, I think, around that time. For the front wing change as well as tyres, obviously. But he's going to be in DRS zone on Mr. Elite now, so he might actually try beforehand in the Manx and Beckett's. He's going for it.
What a move!
He's got it.
That's a great move there from NWB.
he'll have DRS to get further ahead now on straight.
And that's basically just, I think if Mr. Elite's got it, but if he did have the DRS, then that would have just been like a na kind of thing, wouldn't it? Like, yeah. But Mr. Elite has got the DRS, and he's just a bit too far back. But that was a great move there from NWB. Brilliant racecraft there from the young man.
Very risky move, but he had the speed. I think he had obviously he's got a lot of natural speed anyway, but he had the tyres are switched on. And probably a bit of ERS to help him get that move done quickly.
Do you feel that was a risk too great?
No, he did a good job of it. Obviously, he got the move done, got the pace. There was no damage or no accident. So, no, it's worth going for it. If he's got the speed for it, I think he's got the right to go for it.
Vicious has just come out in front of his teammate.
So the undercut didn't work very well there for Double, as it looks like as McVicious has jumped him. But the Ferraris basically resumed their battle. They've had a this is... Wow.
Double's just took that place back from him.
See, Double had the switched on tyres there, and I think that's why I managed to get that place back. But obviously when McVicious has his tyres switched on in the next lap or two,
he'll come back that Double.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, guys.
He won't.
Dan Murphy's in the pit.
Carry on, mate.
Oh, no, I was just going to say that Murphy's coming to the pitch, but he's done 9 laps on those soft tyres. That's a mega stint. 10 seconds stop and go penalty. That's a major corner cut from Godzilla in the Haas. So he's
that'll be good for Dan, because he'll have obviously better tyre. What's going on here?
Oh no, has he got a penalty? It looks like he has. That is a big blow.
That's a slow stop, that is, so that's going to cost him. Well, obviously that's going to cost him.
Storm's just gone and set the fastest lap of a 1:29.9.
That's pretty good for medium tyres as well.
So Murphy should come out in front of NWB.
It looks like it takes those sort of 2 laps for mediums to get properly switched on, and then obviously on the second lap you can get going and you get the grip down.
I tell you what, these Ferrari drivers are having a great battle for at the moment. They're just outside the points in 11th, but these two have really put on a show here today, haven't they? It's amazing stuff to see Double in McVicious really fighting tooth and nail for the at the moment they're outside the points, but anything can happen. We've still got 11 laps to go, mind, so we ain't even half distance yet. So it's just been brilliant to watch these guys. Hopefully they're going to end in tears. I hope.
Pressure side from NWD. The NWD is all over the back of him. Is he going to go for a move? Is he going to go? He's not going to go. He's going to go for his favourite move in Maggots. He's going to go for it again. Is he? No, he's going to hold off now. So he's going to wait to.
I can't keep up with all these penalties.
I know, we're going to have a proper count here. As NWB going on the outside, and then as he's coming into Stoke, that just shows how much the tyres need to be heated up.
Can he defend it? No, he can't. So NWB's taken over the 8th place.
Great move from NWBB.
Brilliant stuff there, and he's now up into 8th.
The medium guys should be coming in probably another 4 or 5 laps from now, I guess. Obviously they'll be in brand new softs, so mediums will start coming in around lap 16, I think.
Which means that they will
have be everybody from first down to 6th.
And that means everyone will then be on the soft tyre going to the end. So we've only got the 10 laps on the soft tyres, which should be more than doable. And to be honest, the medium tyre strategy is working out very well today so far. We've got another 3-second penalty from McVicious. We're on board with Double. He's struggling to keep inside the DRS now. I think he is just outside the DRS. McVicious has gone very wide using a bit of the AstroTurf there, but that shouldn't cause him no harm. But Crazy is Double is in the DRS, but he's elected not to use it unless it's just a fault on our end.
And we've got Storm, who's going to be he's all over the back of Craig right now. He's going to have DRS down the straight towards Stoke.
He's had a nasty exit, hasn't he, out of Maggot, and now he's got the slipstream effect. He's going to go into Stowe. Stowe's a very good overtaking manoeuvre, and look at this, he's going to go up the inside. Craig doesn't fight that one very hard because he's on 11 lap owed medium tyres. He's doing what he needs to do in this race, so Craig is in his own race at the moment, as Storm is now up into 6th position. Crazy doing a great job. He's up into 5th at the moment. Of course, he hasn't stopped yet, but he's having a great race. Great race there from Hitman. Asdog is still in 4th position at the moment, 9 seconds away from Hunter, who's 5 seconds away from Farf, and Farf is 7 seconds behind Nigel. Nigel going for his 2nd win of his career, and it's looking very good.
Sorry, did Storm have a time penalty in the pit lane? Because he's not going to come out in front of Nigel.
Dan's just got a 3-second penalty.
As it stands, I don't think I think Nigel will come out in the lead of this race again when Storm won't be able to challenge him at the moment.
Oh, now this is going to be good then, isn't it? Of course, they're on completely different strategies. So so which is going to be the quickest way to win? Is it going to be from soft to medium, or is it going to be medium to soft? Of course, Nigel will have the quicker tires towards the end, but of course, how far behind is he going to be from Storm? Because obviously Storm is on the quicker tire at the moment, as in terms of the duration. Of course, we've only lost 2 drivers so far. We've lost Gunnar and Killing for Cash. Both have had issues, I think, with looks like issues with connection, which is a bit unfortunate. So yeah, we'll have to investigate out of the race. Now coming down the back straight, he's 4 seconds behind Crazy at the moment, and they're starting to get spread out now here in these British Grand Prix. And usually it's very sunny out there for Silverstone. No rain at all has been affected this event. Incredible.
Well, the closest battle on track is the Ferrari again as usual, so this time we're going to use the DRS this time.
Yeah, we're just going to get to the Ferraris now. The Ferraris have provided us with great entertainment. I think that they've been the star of the show so far. Double is using his DRS this time. He is within 6/10, and fairly entertaining. Lovely onboard shot of the nose here. See those wing elements, and look how detailed the front wing is. It's beautifully crafted. But unfortunately, that kind of thing does actually hinder overtaking. And DRS is enabled again. We've got 3 DRS around this track. We've got 1 on the pit straight, 1 down the Wellington straight, and 1 down the other straight, which is going into Sturb. As a Storm is now catching Crazy by quite a rate of knots.
Has got another time penalty, 3 seconds.
Hunter's doing a great job here. Right? He's got up to the podium positions now on the medium tyres. He's got a good gap back to 4th, and I think he'll come out after his pit stop, and he'll probably have a go at he'll have a go at catching Storm. I think if he can.
So just going back to penalties a bit then, do you guys notice the penalties? Do you notice that they're building up? Does it give you extra pressure if you keep cutting corners and stuff? Do you feel that you have to reserve just kind of calm down your driving? What do you do, or do you just ignore it and keep going for it?
It depends on the situation you're in during the race. I mean, where you're battling and who you're battling. I think I don't get penalties, mate, so I'm good.
But I'm usually one that gets some penalties, but I just carry on, mate, and try and stay away from the grass or the track limit as much as I can, so I don't keep accumulating more penalties.
So I think
it does really hurt you when you've got penalties, because you're say you finish 9th, you're going to go down the table, and it's going to hurt your championship hopes.
Exactly, and it's all about a head game as well, isn't it? Really. So if you feel that if you just keep getting a penalties after penalties, that's going to affect your driving as well. As into the pits comes Nigel. So our race leader is in the pits. We'll join him in a minute because Storm is all over the back of Hitman at the moment. Of course, this is the difference of tires. Look at that. There's 8 lap tires, 8 lap difference between Crazy and Storm. Storm has got DRS. He's got a lot of ERS to use as well. He comes down the back straight now. He's used a bit of slipstream. Also in the pits is Farf and Hunter. And Storm is now up into
top 3 in the pits, and
Asdog's in the pits as well. Storm has gone up into 5th position. Also into the pits is Crazy. What is the time going to be? So Nigel's coming out of the pits now.
Nigel's coming out first. He's going to be in first. Nigel's going to come out first.
It looks that way. It does. Storm is just coming down the pit straight, but Nigel has done a brilliant job. Excellent. So now Nigel's on the supposedly quicker tire as well now. So he's got all the eggs in his basket. It's Far comes out in 2nd. Hunter is coming out. Far's in 3rd. Hunter is out. No, he ain't. NWB is now out into 4th position. Great driving from NWB. But remember, he has done a lot of laps on those medium tyres. When I say a lot, he's done 10. He's still got another 10 laps to go. He's got to do 20 laps on those medium tyres.
He
Of course,
might actually have to. He might have to pick at the end of that with put some old softs on or something like that, because they'll be getting a bit worn by the time he gets around to the last couple of laps.
in this track, you can't really have worn tyres on this track, especially in the fast couple of corners, 9, 10, 11, 12. Of course, that is the Cops Corner, Maggots, Beckett's section, and a Chapel section. So you don't really want worn tyres around there, because you could have a big accident.
Yeah, he'd be spinning up into the gravel.
Yeah, I don't think it'd be amazing if you hit a barrier for anywhere around this section, but because you can see, look at the wide open space. But yeah, you can't spin quite easy around there and lose you a lot of time. Hunter is dropping back from NWB at the moment, so Hunter should try and get these soft tyres up to temperature, and then we should expect Hunter to start reeling in NWB. So NWB is 4th at the moment. Hunter, of course, is the championship leader. He is 5th, but his closest rival is behind him on track. I think then Nigel's got a yellow flag. McVicious is out.
Oh, we've got yellow flag.
Where's he gone?
There is it. Maggots and Beckett's, I think it is.
It is, and as I was saying, it was hard to hit a barrier there. I'm not sure if he actually hit a barrier or not, but he seems to be a long way off the track. So hopefully, that's unfortunate for.
Because you can easily lose it when you're obviously trying to basically do the S's through Maggots and Beckett's and obviously hit the apexes. You can easily just get a wheel on the grass or something, and then just that's your lap over, your race over.
That is such a shame then. That is such a shame from McVicious, because he has done a great race today. He's given us some great entertainment, him and Double, the two Ferraris. Which is nice to see both Ferraris racing each other for a change. As obviously that was a dig of this season, which Leclerc and Vettel. As Asdog then comes
in DRS.
We'll go. You're flagging sector 1.
Yellow flag in sector 1 this time. It might just be a back marker getting out of the way, but I think Hunter's going to have a go down the Stowe. Here we go.
Cool, Asdog is right at the back of Mr. Elite now.
So we've got two battles on track then. Of course, it's both. It's exactly the same strategy with NWB and Evil Hunter and Asdog in Mr. Elite. Hunter does not. I thought as Nigel sets a fast off the race. I thought that was a penalty then. He's got a 3-second gap over himself in Storm. As we're watching Asdog now just coming out of Stowe, so he's still beyond Mr. Elite at the moment. Mr. Elite has done 8 laps on those medium tyres. He'll be going to the end of the race, as will Asdog on the soft tyre, but he's on the quicker tyre. As we've now got 13 cars left out of the 16 that started. So unfortunately we've lost Killing for Cash and Gunnar, who went into I think might have made contact with each other into turn 1, and also we lost McVicious, who whoa, Asdog, I thought he was going to the back there. That was very close to speeds, but now we're on board with Hunter on the side path. He is coming, is he going to go for it? He's having a look, brilliant move, dives down the inside. Is MW going to come back out? No. But now coming into left field, you can see Hunter taking a tight line because he doesn't want NWB to slip back on the inside. So Hunter up in the 4th, NWB back down to 5th, and we got very
go for a dive, or he tried it.
And yeah, Asdog all over the back of Mr. Elite. Mr. Elite's back end is squirming away. He's going to go for it. He's
done him. He's got no, he ain't. No.
I think he didn't want to. I don't think he wanted to risk it into Cops, did he? Especially he's got the fastest tyre. It's just a matter of time.
He'll try it down the back straight.
That does a much sense.
Oh, and then NWB's going for his boat back, but Hunter cuts him off and takes that and keeps the position rather. Great defending from Hunter. He left in a bit of a gap there.
Nigel, 129.5.
Nigel now starting to stretch his legs as Asdog size.
He's
he's fighting back.
Mr. Elite's gone back at him.
Brilliant! Absolutely brilliant stuff now, but Asdog has got on the inside there, but oh, Mr. Elite, beautiful leg break in there, but you can see Asdog has now got a bit of momentum. He's going to, oh, look at that, he's got a lot of momentum now. Mr. Elite goes a bit
wide. I think he's got the place back, and he's got the time
he's got him. Great move.
That was brilliantly set up. You see that he set up a couple of moves before there, a couple of corners before that. That was great racing from both drivers there. Mr. Elite, whoa, getting very close to the back of Asdog. There we go, yellow flag in sector 1 and 2. I think it was just a lap car getting out of the way there. I think it was Godzilla getting out of the way.
Yeah, it must have been a back marker there. But NWBB sticking with Hunter quite well, and especially on the older medium tyres now compared to the new softs. He's keeping the DRS on him. So he's trying to take it back where he can, and he's got a good drive into Maggots and Leopards, I think, as we've seen before in his overtakes. So he's catching him through this sector.
Is that
giving him a better drive into the DRS detection zone, or DRS zone, sorry.
You just seen a flash of the Haas in the background now. Is I'm not. I think that's not. No, it's not Murphy. I thought it was actually. It's actually his teammate Godzilla. But is that the way he's set out? Do you reckon NWB's got more of a planted rear end than Hunter? Has he gone? Is it Hunter gone more for straight line speed?
It seems likely. Yeah, I think especially for the method where you're looking at the gap, he gained quite a lot of time through there, and I think when we saw him going wide into out of Cox previously, obviously that's when we had the front wing damage. So I think he's set up for a bit more aero on
Hunter's
down
just got a 3-second penalty.
Yeah,
that's going to play into this as well.
Yeah, because we're not sure if NWB is going to go to the end of the race, but to be honest, on this pace at the moment, he should really be thinking about going to the end of the race, wouldn't you? Because would you pit now? Would any of you guys pit at the moment?
No, I think he's got both it.
I'd carry on just going for it, to be honest.
Yeah, I think
he's got 20 laps on mediums,
because you're going to lose more time and then maybe lose a couple more places.
Yeah, I don't think he'll make it at the time now, so surely he's got to go for it, isn't it? Is he going to be concerned about punches or anything like that? Do you reckon that this is puncher territory, or do you reckon he should be fine?
No, I think he'll be alright. I think because the cut-off point is about 75 to 80%, where he might be pushing the limit on it, but I don't think he shouldn't get a penalty, a puncher roller. Sorry. So I think he'll have to stick it out now. He'll get a bit. He's just gone wide there as well, so that the tyres are under pressure already. So he might start backing off now from Hunter and having to conserve a bit of tyre rather than go for the go for fourth place. You've got a yellow flag in sector 3.
Whoa, Hunter! Hunter's gone! Hunter's spun it! He's off in turn 2!
He's lost it. In turn 2, he's lost it. And Murphy's getting the position back. And he's recovered back onto the track. Here comes Asdog.
And his tyres are going to be heating up. He's got to make sure he doesn't spin again because his tyres will be screaming now as they'll be overheated.
He's drifting around a bit, I think. But he's back up to speed now.
That's a major blow for Hunter.
Back of him now.
As we're just going to watch this battle between Craig and Double. This is the battle for final podium. Final points is this is the battle for 10th and 11th. We're keeping an eye on the battle between Asdog as well. My two assistants, and hopefully they were screaming in my ear when something's about to happen. As we're just now watching. We're now watching the. We've got another comments on the YouTube. We'll have a look at it in a minute. But before we do that, Craig going up the inside, siving through and into the points. And
I was going to be upset with that. He got into Q3 and he made a good performance to get in there as well, and now he's out of the points.
Such a shame for Double. It's just it's been a hard. This is a hard race. This is Silverstone. As he's now currently he's not going to have a go. I think that that move, unfortunately, that fight might be over now. As Craig should stretch his legs. Now is Asdog. Can he get in front of Hunter? That is a big blow for Hunter in the championship because his championship rival is now in front of him, albeit there's only 2 points difference between 5th and 6th. Of course, 10 for... No, it's 8 for 6 and 6 for 7. Yeah. I went very slow there just to make sure, but yeah, that's a big blow. And of course, remember though that Nigel and NWB are really hunting down Hunter. That was not really a pun I meant there. But Double and Craig are still in a fight there for 10th position. We'll rejoin them in a minute. Oh, that's because the Double's in the pits. My apologies.
That was in the pits.
So
I don't know what he's going to have to put the softs on if he's got any softs left to at least get some pace going on that, because he's going to be very slow on any other compound tyre.
He is, and he's in front of Godzilla, and Godzilla's actually looking like he's going to finish a second race in a row. So well done to Godzilla, starting to really improve his performances. He was 12th in qualifying as well. Good shout out for Godzilla. Of course, Risto in his second race as well. Looks like he's very consistent as well, and he's in 30th position at the moment. So the only sufferer remaining. but unfortunately he's a long way back. We're staying with Asdog at the moment, and NWB is dropping off Far, but Far is catching on Storm. That's the battle for second. And the question is, has Murphy got the pace to get into NWB? I don't think he has. There's 8 seconds, which is a bit too far back.
He's been dropping back, I think, from that. It was down at 6 originally. It's not come down, unfortunately. So he's got to make sure that Hunter and Asdog don't suddenly switch on and bring that 3-second gap down to him. And watch out from behind rather than looking to attack.
I'm glad someone's paying attention, because I'm certainly not.
And Far's going to get DRS on Storm in a minute. I think he's been gaining quite a lot in this lap.
I don't think Asdog's in DRS range of Hunter at the moment, so there won't be no wheel-to-wheel racing just yet.
No, and just going back to the Hunter spin, I'm not sure if you guys caught it, but how easy is that to do, to spin it? He was just coming out of turn, just coming into turn 2, wasn't he? Just before the farm and the loop. How easy is that to do?
It's pretty easy actually, because you're throwing the car into a right-hand turn for turn 1, and then immediately throwing it to left for turn 2. So if it's a bit unstable if you're a bit slidey on the tyres, especially if they've got a bit of wear on them. Well, on lap 7 you should be alright. Yeah, if you've got a bit of a sliding car and you do that and you kick the curb as well, you'll just be getting out in circles. So it is quite easy to do. It's a bit of a nightmare, that turn.
Yeah, that is such a shame for Hunter. Of course, he's dropped from 4th to 6th now, and yeah, that's not in the championship terms. That's not dire, but that is certainly going to that certainly might cost him in the long run. That might be a mistake he might look back on. As we're watching Far now, who's now 8 tenths away from Storm. Of course, remember Storm and Far, the two of the newest drivers, correct me if I'm wrong, in this league, is they're looking very competitive as well. So we've run that lap. So Far, remember, on lap 24 at 26. Far needs to kind of put his toe down here if he wants to get by Storm, because he's only got 3 more laps to do it.
He's getting to DRS zone, so he'll have DRS on this straight coming up, because he just went past the connection point. So he'll be going for it now, I think. Turning everything up as much as he can.
And where the passing places are, it's a bit late to talk about it in the race now, but the passing place obviously we've seen Stowe, and we've had some incredible overtakes as well into Maggot. So I thought that was going to be an airplane crash. That was an incredible overtake there. But is there any other, and of course down the Wellington Straight as well, but is there anywhere else where you can think where you might be able, where Far might be able to get Storm?
Yeah, wherever he's faster. So,
Touche.
At the end of the day, especially coming down to the last, penultimate lap now, wherever he can get a move in, he's going to have to go for a move if he wants to get P2. So he might be able to go for a move down here into the braking zone and the Wellington Straight.
Asdog's just got a 3-second time penalty.
And he's also closing on Hunter, but Hunter's also closing on Murphy, so we're going to have a freeway battle, I think, for 5th, 6th and 7th. Mr. Lee is a bit too far back, unfortunately.
Too far back for this, yeah, I think Hunter's too far back as well. I'm down there for this. He's 3 seconds down with a lap and a bit to kill, I think. It's a bit too far.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, so I think Murphy's just cruising to the end now, but Asdog is certainly not cruising, is he? He's all over the back of Hunter, as is Far all over the back of Storm. Well, not quite at the moment, but he will be in a second when he gets into the DRS range, as he's hit the activation point now, so he is now within DRS. So he will then have his DRS open. It's like a little letterbox on the rear wing, which opens up. Asdog is just under 4 tenths away now, and now coming into Stowe, and you can see, whoa, look at that. And of course, Far is on 9 lap over soft tyres. He's got a 3-second penalty for running wide there. Has Storm got a penalty?
Storm does have a penalty, but I think Far might have a bit more than Storm does. I think he got one earlier in the races as well. So we'll have to wait and see when they cross the line what the penalty situation is.
Yeah, it's
still pushing very hard to try and get this move back on.
It looks like where he's on board with Farah, and I really thought the Storm was actually going sideways, and I thought that he was going to do exactly the same. Whoa, going right up!
Nearly some contact there.
Wow, Farah looking very good now. Looks Storm
around on this last lap.
Storm is going defensive.
He's defending.
We've got a bit of traffic up front, but that shouldn't affect him. As they're coming into Sector 2. Nigel is only 6 seconds up the road, but Nigel is going for his second race win. He's on the final tour of the Silverstone circuit, and he's done very well. He's controlled the race from pole position to checkered flag. Amazing stuff. But behind him has been chaos. NWB has done a great drive today to recover up to 4th as well after damage his front wing on the first stint. And you can see there's the Sauber there just getting away. Good stuff from
that was close. Does that mean that Storm gets DRS though on the back marker? Storm got a penalty as well.
Oh, and Storm's gone wide. He's lost a bit of momentum, but Storm hasn't got DRS though. But as far as
he's going to have to go for a dive. He's going to have to go for a dive. Go on, dive.
He's got him.
No, he's defending it. He's defending it well. Oh, that was great defending, and he's got the inside line, keeping that covered.
And Nigel comes across the line and wins the British Grand Prix, but we just said Far has gone on the inside. Storm is as Far got it on penalties. Yes, Far is second. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Storm is third in there.
Overtake on the last corner. Brilliant.
NWB comes home in 4th position, but remember this is all penalty dependent. Murphy is coming home in 5th position in the Haas, so a very steady drive from Murphy, and he is going to eat into Hunter's lead, but only by 2 points. Hunter finishes 6th. That spin might be costly. As Dog is 7th. Coming through is Mr. Elite, a great drive again from Mr. Elite. Didn't have a very good qualifying, but in the race, unfortunately it's a bit lonely, but in the race he's got some points. Crazy Hitman is coming out in 9th position. A good drive from Crazy Hitman. I think towards the end of the race he was a bit lonely, but brilliant drive from the Red Bull driver. Two Red Bulls are in the points. So 9th for, and I think the Red Bull now lead the constructors. And in 10th position is Craig, who's one of our reserves drivers, done very well today as well. Comes through the final corner and he will finish 10th and getting a point for the Force India team. Brilliant stuff. Just outside the points then is a double. We have got Godzilla, who is already finished in 12th position. We've got Risto, who's in 13th. So we're just waiting for double to come across the line now, and then that'll be our 13 runners. Brilliant stuff. Nigel then, great win. That's his second win of his career. Fire comes home in 2nd and Storm in 3rd. Brilliant drive from NWB to finish 4th. Hunter has joined us in the party now, so we're going to just have a quick interview with Hunter, which Nosey and Todd will be doing that stuff because I'm not very good at asking questions. Far away, boys. Whilst I also rest my throat.
Nigel won. Great race.
See Nigel there just celebrating the champagne, and we've got two. That was his second race win of his career for Nigel in ALR. Brilliant stuff, and you see then looking very good there. Nigel is.
And looking and judging by the penalties on the standings here, NWBB hasn't got a single penalty.
That's a great shout as well, isn't it, though, because it's quite difficult at this track, as you can see. Also a good shout from Nigel, who's only got 1 penalty as well, and Murphy only got 2 penalties, and yeah, brilliant stuff from all those guys in there. But yeah, so Todd Nosey, who would be your driver of the day then?
Ooh, that's an interesting one, that is.
I know, that's why I've asked you to.
Fair enough.
For me personally, it's got to be NWBB.
Yeah, I was going to say the same. We did a great drive, had damage at the beginning, it looked like, and then pulled it back to get 4th place.
Yeah, incredible race for him.
You can't really argue, can you, really? I think it was a great drive from a lot of guys out there. Far had a good drive. Also, Nigel was just peerless. He just didn't do anything wrong, untouchable. And yeah, a couple of other guys, really impressive drives from a lot of guys out there. But as we said, Hunter has joined the party now. Are we going to do interviews with the top drivers, or are we going to scrap it?
I'm not here.
Oh, Hunter's not here. So Hunter's not here. Alright guys, thank you for joining us for the British Grand Prix. Remember, next Sunday we will be in the German Grand Prix in Hockenheim. A lovely track that is. Of course, it's not as good as the old Beast one, but yeah, join us for that. It's we'll be on air from 6:30, where Todd, me, and Nosey will be providing our expert opinion. Well, Todd and Nosey will be. I'll just be here talking stuff.
I'll have that one, guys.
And we'll see you guys later. Thanks.